What is up guys, Novum here, and today I'm going to be talking about super bosses in Final Fantasy 15 and how I think they will work with the given combat features. I'm going to be talking about huge bosses like Adamantoise and also humanoid ones like Aranea. To me, optional post-game bosses usually are the more difficult ones when it comes to JRPGs because bosses in the main story are designed to be beaten, while I feel the post-game bosses are designed to be really hard and challenging. Since Final Fantasy 15 is such a unique game, I'm going to try and compare ideas from previous Square Enix titles and see how it could fit in with 15. I'm going to start by looking at the Adamantoise, but before I do, I have a little story of regret to share. Now, if you've seen my episode Deuce K Glitches, Tricks, and Mysteries video, you would know that I know since August in Gamescom where the Adamantoise was located, and ever since then I've had it in my mind. I said to myself, I'm gonna go to Comic-Con, and in the opening hour of Final Fantasy 15 I'm gonna at least hit this rock and just see if it would even move, just to be sure, just to know, right? But unfortunately I didn't even do that because I was so encaptured within the hour of playtime that I had, and that's when I just said to myself later that day that I really regret it. And for the past weeks, I've been having a dream every now and then about Adamantoise, trying to attack it and see what would happen if it woke up, seeing how that fight would go down, and that's what kind of inspired this video. So if you've ever seen the interview with Tabata back in 2014 where he was talking about the Adamantoise scene in the TGS 2014 trailer, he said that it might take 30 in-game days to defeat. Now, we heard this as a joke, but I would believe it if you were trying to do something like a, say, level 1 Adamantoise kill. I'm not really sure how that would really work. You probably get one shot pretty easily. Now I know, like any JRPG, you can grind, you can train and hit like the maximum level, whatever it is in 1599 or whatever it is they're trying to make it. And we're gonna start seeing those fat digits like 99999 like in real time, and it's gonna be insane to see it for an action title like 15. I like that though. And we're going to be killing that Adamantoise, and I feel like it would still take like maybe an hour and 30 minutes. The goal is to try to make this a hard and long fight to endure through, kind of like the Long Gui from Final Fantasy 13. And it's just curious to me how 15 is going to do it because it's just so huge. Do you see that thing? It's going to be in real time. It looks like a mini town-sized monster. And it just makes me wonder what type of features they're going to use. Is it going to be them going to QTEs? Because I feel like that's the easy way out. I'd rather see this boss done straight up and raw. And you're probably wondering, well, yeah, how are they going to do that though if we're just going to warp up to it and just like keep on attacking in there? That doesn't sound too fun to keep doing that for an hour. Well, honestly, I think the air combat is kind of fun. It's actually really fun. They really developed it really well. I enjoy doing the flips. They have like an aerial dodge I've seen in the skill tree and so on. But what I do think they're going to do is they're going to allow us to break off maybe parts of its shell, and we could hit like an inner weak spot or something to get bonus damage. I don't know if we could stagger the boss. I don't know if we could flip him. Do summons even work on this boss? Is this the boss that the summons will turn away from? Because Tabata did say in interviews, summons can actually choose to run away from fights. And all those ideas are on our end, you know, that's how we kill the boss. But the question is, how does the boss kill us? You know, is it just gonna stomp and do shockwaves? If that's the case, we're gonna be up in the air anyways. How can he attack us? He's a giant, slow-moving rock. Well, I was thinking, if you play 13, you know the Long Guis or the Adamantoises, they know how to use Quake. You know, it's that giant move where the rocks come up from the ground and does that huge AoE damage and it messes up the entire map. I'm wondering, could this thing like ground pound or do Quake or something and just like create huge earthquakes or something in the small area? It would be very interesting to see. And this is where I cut back to my dream sequence at Comic-Con, you know, what I would have done if I actually had the chance to attack the Adamantoise and what would have happened. In my dream, I was in a first-person view as if I was like in Noctis's point of view, as if I'm playing like VR Final Fantasy 15, virtual reality. And I'm looking at this Adamantoise, he's huge, he's shouting, and I was really scared. It really scares me to see something that huge, and I don't know, maybe it's just its size, but when I woke it up in the demo, in my dream, the Adamantoise jumped up really high in the air, and then it pounded the ground, and it started rolling. And the dream just kind of ended there, and that was one of my dreams. I know another one is Adamantoise is kind of under the ground there, and when I attack him, his feet come up from under the ground, and he kind of like carries me up to him like a couple stories high, and it's quite scary. And you can warp strike on top of his shell, and you can walk on top of him, and you could see him like looking back at you, and his eyeball is really huge. It's creepy. And I remember it very vividly, and that's why, you know, I really look forward to this fight. It means a lot to me to find out how this really works, and I hope they don't take the QTE way. I mean, you could put a little bit here and there, but don't make it something that is just like easy to kill a boss. I don't want that. I want a challenge. I want to do it raw, alright? It's usually funny to me how people, you know, forget their dreams, but I remember it really well, so I mean, it means a lot. Now that was it for what I could see coming from the giant boss fights. How about the humanoid super boss fights? Now, I know Aranea is more of like a story optional side boss maybe. I don't know if you have to go to her Niflheim base. I believe her base is also the one in Deuce K, by the way. I think they put her base there. And because if the first one is supposed to be the mech dude, Loki, it's gonna be Aranea as the second one. I have to believe it. And when you take a look at the Aranea fight, it's like, it's a lot of air combat focused, and I really like that. I wanted to see them use it in 15, seeing someone who can duel you in the air, and she has like these boosters that keep her afloat, and she'll like charge one like ba-doom, ba-doom,
これ出ますね。これね。
and then you'll have to keep up with her with the warping whatever, and you have like these little DBZ skirmishes in the air. It's really badass, it's really flashy, and that's kind of what I expected. But I'm wondering how it works on a gameplay standpoint, because when I see them attacking Aranea in the air, she kind of like dodges something, she kind of like kicks you, she stabs, but I also see that the player was able to block, and the blocking sequence when she does this huge stabbing thing looks like he's kind of, I don't know, looks like a cutscene maybe. I don't know if it's automated or if there's a button you have to press. It's going to be interesting to know how that works mechanically. I myself, as I've said before, I'm not down with the QTEs. It's okay to have a little bit here and there, but I like to have my fights manual and not automated, so I wanted to see that come out of the humanoid fights, you know? And 15 is like the only game I know you could like really keep yourself up in the air against somebody else and fight this long. It's cinematic, it's awesome. This is like an Advent Children type of movie, but in a game, and it's ridiculous. There was only one other game that has done air combat like this, where the characters float up for such a long time, and it was Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix even. All the bosses, like, or a lot of them, like Terra even, or Sephiroth. Sephiroth is like one of the biggest ones for this. Sephiroth, he'll flip you up in the air, and you can counteract him, or you could combo him, and he'll flip you up again and again, and you could stay in the air for like a good, I don't know, 10 seconds maybe. But with the warping in 15, I feel like you could stay up there indefinitely, and it's insane to see, and I can't wait to find out how it works. But another interesting thing that I've kind of noticed, other than the aerial combat, is the ground combat. How will that work? And it looks like the four dudes kind of just gang up on the boss, but it seems that they programmed AIs for the humanoids to have auto-dodging abilities, kind of like how Noctis has the phase ability. If you played the Episode Duske demo, you would know that Gladiolus also has the auto-dodge ability, and the only times you can actually attack him is when he attacks you, and you have to attack him faster, or you have to warp strike him, or use an ability like Dragoon Jump, which, by the way, is that even still in the game? Could we possibly kill Aranea, get her spear, and the Dragoon Jump ability is on there? It'd be very interesting to see. And they said Aranea is a recurring character, so I don't know if she'll die after we beat her there, or if she'll come back, for example. But yeah, with the auto dodge, it's a weird idea. I'm not really sure how that's gonna work out. I mean, if I have it and they have it, I guess it's fair, you know? So far to my knowledge, Aranea is like the only humanoid boss fight. You know, Loki gets inside of the mech, so I wouldn't really say it's a humanoid fight, it's more of a mech fight. And I want to see more things from like the human fights. Like what is Ravis gonna fight? Like he has a rapier, but can he jump up and do aerial combat? I don't know. We also have Versatile. We also have Arden with that wing. What can he do? What can Arden do with that wing? Does he transform? It's going to be interesting to see. And a better question is like, what are the post-game Easter egg bosses going to be if 15's even going to have Easter egg bosses? Like Gilgamesh. I feel like Gilgamesh is going to be like a giant dude who's like Iron Giant size maybe, and he has like multiple swords or arms like we've seen in previous games. But I'm wondering if there's going to be like that Sephiroth from like a Kingdom Hearts type of game. I want to know if there's a boss who's so badass and so much more powerful than the main character, and he has like nothing to do with the story, or maybe he has like a little bit of lore to him. I want to see that in like a post-game dungeon or something. I want to see that come to fruition. Anyways, if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Converse in the comments. I wanted this video to create discussion because I'm very curious about it myself. I want to hear some more ideas from you guys. Share it around, and subscribe, because I'll be making a lot of content like this, and I do question a lot of the game's mechanics here and there, so I'll be talking about some of the things every now and then, even when the game comes out, and we're just about less than a month away. So and yeah, when the game does come out, I'll be making a lot more videos, like possibly any type of glitches or exploits maybe. I don't know if people like that. I'm definitely into it. I love breaking games. I love doing like the super level 1 masochistic runs. We'll see. Anyways, I'm out.